Hey guys, momentai jank here, bringing you another versus video. So it's going to be me on the left using my friend Shinegreymon deck, and then my friend on the right using his Miragegaogamon. I don't think there's any glare that's too bad in this video, thankfully, except for like the little egg part right there underneath his hand. But yeah, so I am no expert with this deck. It was like my second time using the deck. My friend was testing out his build for Miragegaoga. I mean, my hand was pretty decent, but I sort of like drew the game pretty early on, and I will get to that in just a little bit because I think I do it not this turn, but the following turn. And so I played the Marcus for 5, putting him to 3, suspending it to do minus 3k. He plays a Mem Boost, puts me to 1, but Marcus is a Memory Tamer. He's debating what to add. He has a level 4. I think it's Miragegaogamon's the 5, I believe. I don't know the name of the 4, but yeah, the level 4 Gaogamon. So I promote that up was the Agumon skill because it's a main. Just promote it, and so I go into the Agumon X. Look at the top 3, and right here is where I draw the game because I was like, hey. I was like, I should add that 6. I don't have a 6 in my hand, but what I was thinking is like, oh, I can add that Greymon. No, because the other Greymon, I have another Geogreymon in my hand, the one that plays a Marcus if you don't have a Marcus. And I was like, oh, I don't have a Marcus. But I was like, oh, wait, I do. But I just promoted it up. And I was like, oh, I should do that. But I was like, oh, never mind. That doesn't work. So I then proceed to go into the other Greymon, which is still really, really good. Look at the security. And there was one Marcus in there. And shuffling the security after recover 1 because I added 1. That Geo Gray is ridiculous. I don't understand why it's so strong. Actually, if he wants to cut, he doesn't want to cut. I'm about to put the security wrong. So I put it back. I tap at the gate of memory so I can keep turn still, going back to 2. And then I then proceed to play the other Rise Greymon right there. I think I put him to 1. And I think I have another Marcus in my hand. And it is the... Oh, I think I have both. So I gain memory, go back to 0. Swing into security, gain it a memory. Doesn't die, thankfully. And over here, I was debating about swinging so I can draw a card, but I was like, if it died, I don't have to rebuild my side because I did not have another Ricky in my hand. But I did have other 4s and 5s. And after that search right there, which I regret not adding the Shinegreymon level 6, I basically drew the entire game. I put him to 3. And I was just like, God dang it. Oh, so I guess there was a bit of a glare right under his hand, like I said before. But I was playing his Miragegaoga deck, and the deck's a lot of fun. These are still both, in my opinion, both tier 1 decks. But I'll say Shine Gray is a bit more tier 0, and Mirage is about tier 1. But I also think that Belphemon is about tier 1.5. Because once it gets going, you can't really stop it. Unless like a security bombing or security saves you. So he goes into the level 4 Miragegaogamon. And then he plays Sorai, and I'm like, oh shoot. And so he ships all the sources. And I was like, I don't have a 6. So I suspend all my tamers. He's like, those 5-cost Marcuses are useless unless you have a way to suspend them. And so I do proceed to hatch. I do not think I have another rookie yet, unfortunately. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to pay the 1, and I'm going to swing with the Marcus. And he's like, oh, you can't swing. I was like, why? He's like, oh, Sora. I was like, oh my God. I need to learn that. If you go Sora against Shine Gray, it shuts them down because they cannot suspend their tamers. And it's a very, very good hard counter to Shine Gray, because let's say you have 1 security for an example and they go in the Shine Burst, they cannot trash your last security check because the Marcuses cannot swing because they don't have any sources. And so I was just like, oh, what do I do? So I go into the Rise Greymon X, steal for 1 to draw a card to see if I can draw something. And I do play another 4-cost Marcus, I believe. But yeah, I was just like, wow, that Sora is messing me up. And I regret not adding the level 6 to my hand. And so I just proceed to pass the turn because there was nothing else I could do. But I had a game previously with Shinegreymon, and I was like, this deck is very easy to play. Like, it's not very hard to play. It was very easy. It's either you see your tamers or you don't, and then you have to sort of like work around that when the deck relies on tamers. So he goes into the level, he promotes his level 5 Miragegaogamon. He has a mem boost that he can pop to get ready to go. And basically, as soon as I lose my stack, I essentially just lose the game. I put my hand down and stuff. Hopefully the camera angle is really nice. I try to get it as straight as possible, but I think I could have done a little better. And there he goes. He goes into the new Miragegaogamon. Bounces back a tamer. Back to my hand. He gains 2 memory off the inherits when something gets added to my hand by an effect. And I believe he plays a Thomas. Yeah, so he plays a Thomas for free off the Miragegaogamon. The Miragegaogamon. And that new level 6 is very, very good. I believe it's a 2 of in every deck. Just the fact that it lets you play the Thomases for free consistently back to back to back. And once per turn, and it's all turns, is very, very nice. And so he bounces it back to his hand, goes into the Mirage for free, just gets rid of my entire field. I do not have 9 cards in hand, I believe, so that way he can get his effect off. I think I have about 7. Yeah, 7 cards.
And
Finally got my hand. Hope you guys enjoyed the Mega Man. I love Mega Man Battle Network.
I'm not doing that then.
So he just swings the security for 1 check. It's an Agumon. I was like, oh, there's a rookie that I need. He then proceeds just to place the Marcus. It gets trash, and then proceeds to my turn. And I still can't really draw anything. My hand is not the best. But I do have that 1 option card right there of making sure, it's only 12k for 8, putting him to 5, I believe. I go minus 12k, and then I proceed to play a tamer from my hand. You tap it to put on the 4, and then that's the best I can do. Oh, and then I can't even gain the memory because I do not have an Agumon or a Greymon on the field to suspend it for. Well, I mean, I can suspend it, but nothing would happen. So both of us are basically both back to square one. 4 security here on my end, 4 security on his end. I do not have a rookie. He doesn't have a rookie yet, but I think he has a rookie. He proceeds to play a level 5 the Miragegaogamon. And so I was like, maybe I can come back because I believe I just drew a rookie right there. So I proceed to play it. But I then like, okay, I'm adding the Shinegreymon now. But I should have just built up in the back and kept it safe. And I regret not doing that because I don't think I saw another rookie after that, unfortunately. Because I know in security there was no Marcuses, so I was like, I'm gonna go into the Geo Gray. I have to look anyways. And so sorry for that little SWAT random fly got into the shop that I was playing in, but eventually it went away. I'm just shuffling the security a bit. And yeah, that was like the best thing I can do. He then proceeds just to go into the Miragegaogamon for 4, bounces the level 5 or lower back to the hand. He gains about 2 memory back. I think I have 7 or 8 cards in my hand at that point.
Yeah, I really like that one. I didn't want to waste the 3 level card.
And then he then proceeds to risk it and swing. Makes us both draw a card. And drawing on a card, I believe he gets to unsuspend it. It was the Miragegaogamon. Oh, no, he doesn't, because the Miragegaogamon skill is an all turn, and it is not a optional effect to restand. If he triggers the effect, he has to restand. Not restand, but it triggers the effect. So even after he adds a card by an effect to my hand, he cannot unsuspend it. And then he then proceeds to play the sword, and I'm like, well, that shuts me off. I can't do nothing with the tamers, but I do have another Agumon in my hand. I just saw it right there on the top. I shouldn't have played it. I should have just put it in the back. Oh no, that's a Greymon, even worse. And so the entire time I'm thinking, if he outs this Geo Gray, I lose. I can't come back. I can't do nothing. I think I have a burst in my hand. I do not remember.
9, alright. I can still get my effects.
But from playing both of these decks, in my personal opinion, I believe Miragegaoga is much harder to play than Shine. Shine is much easier to play. The deck basically plays itself. The deck searches like a bajillion times. They have 3 cards that play Tamers for free. They have the old Geogray, the new Geogray, the new Greymon, the Greymon X Antibody, and that's 4 Digimon that you play a playset of each that can play Tamers for free, which is ridiculous because the deck is just play Tamers, play Tamers, play Tamers. And no, like I said, I am no expert with the Shinegreymon deck right now, but like I said, I had a game before that, and it was much easier to play.
That's the best thing I can do.
When I played as Miragegaoga, you sort of have to draw good, and it does not search nearly as much as Shinegray does. So it goes into the Magaga in the back for 3, going to 0. And I'm just hoping he can't out the Geogray. He then proceeds to swing, hits another Geogray. And then he plays another Sorai. And I'm like, I can't do anything. And so this is going to be my small misplay right over here. So I pay the 1. And then I remember it a little bit. It's like it can't swing because of Sorai. But it didn't change the game state or anything. And so my friend let me put it back because this was just for fun. But just for the sheer fact that Sorai basically shut me off for 3 turns is insane.
Oh my god, I think that messed me up.
Sorai, dude.
I started with 2 and at some point I drew a 3rd one.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Because sorry for that brief pause. Sorai, I haven't seen that card since like it essentially came out. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to get back that memory because I literally can't do nothing. And it does not change the game state. I gained 1 memory back. It's pretty much it. That's the only game state that it would have changed. And the best thing I can do is go into the Shine. I can kill the Mirage because I'm doing 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, minus 15k reduction to itself and to the security. And I do have the burst in hand, but the burst doesn't do anything because I can't swing with it, so I can't trash the security.
It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I think it's dead. And your security gets minus 15.
And so I literally have no fear about swinging in security. The only thing I could probably hit, which would ruin it, which would ruin the game even more for me, is if I hit the option card.
No, none of your Tamers is one. Okay.
And so he's ready for me to deal the hit to him. Alright, so I then proceed to swing. Nothing scary, just the level 4. I believe that's the Gaogamon that can play the Taoist for free if he doesn't have one to play. I put him to 2, and this is essentially the game right here.
I did.
Because I have so many cards in hand.
What's this considered a Digimon, isn't it?
And I have no blockers or anything like that.
We're learning. I should
I
add
think I
it.
just have it right here because you don't have any Digimon to return.
Alright, and here he goes. He's about to go into the Miragegaoga right now. Yep, there it is. He can't bounce anything, so he adds the security back to his hand, to my hand. And then he just proceeds to swing for game.
A lot of memory.
He's like, I'm going to get my memory and then swing. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this deck. Again, I am no expert with Shine Gray, but somebody wanted more footage on Blue decks playing. I'm going to still try to get all 4s. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this versus video, and let me know what you guys want to see next.
That was sad.